You're watching The Ryan Silverfield Show, presented by AutoZone.
Well, the Tigers get sweet revenge for last year against Temple as Memphis moves to 2-0 in conference play. We'll review the game against the Owls, look at some new upgrades coming to Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, and take a look at Friday Night Lights against Houston. It's the Ryan Silverfield Show. Let's go.
The game is on.
The Ryan Silverfield Show is presented by AutoZone. When you've got car trouble, you want help from number one. So if you've got a battery problem, head to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone. And by Conway Services, the official HVAC partner of Tiger Athletics. Chick-fil-A, we didn't invent chicken, just the chicken sandwich. RJ Young, technology solutions that power your business. Tennessee Lottery, turning dollars into dreams.
The Temple Owls fly into Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium to take on the Memphis Tigers. Hi, everybody. I'm Jarvis Greer in for Dave Wolosh.
I'm Adam Field, and the Tigers pick up a big conference win against the Owls. Let's check out the highlights.
U of M looking for a little revenge against the Temple team they lost to last year after leading 17-0 at one point. To say offense was hard to come by in the first half would be the understatement of the year. The only points before halftime coming on this 47-yard field goal from Camden Price with under a minute to play until the break. 3-0 Owls at intermission. Late in the third quarter, Brandon Thomas keeping cool under pressure to finally give us the first touchdown of the game. He lowers the boom from 2 yards out, and he wants all the smoke. Tigers go up 7-3. Next Memphis drive, they don't find the end zone, but they do add to their lead. Chris Howard continues the steady start to his Tiger tenure as he's money from 30 yards out to make it 10-3. Later in the fourth, nice play design frees up. Guess who? Caden Priest scored for the easy score. 5th touchdown in the last 4 games for the tight end. 17-3 home squad. The Memphis defense had the clamps on the Temple offense the entire game. E.J. Warner forcing it into coverage, and he's picked off by Zay Collins. 2nd straight game with a pick for the senior linebacker. 10th consecutive game Memphis has forced a turnover. That led to the dagger. 3 plays later, Thomas says 1 is good, 2 is better, as he finds pay dirt for a team-leading 6th time this season to put this one to bed. But before the clock hits triple zeros, why not add another turnover to the tally? This time, Tyler Murray comes up with his first INT of the season. Tigers score 17 in the fourth quarter to win their 4th game in a row. 24-3 the final. Memphis moves to 2-0 in AAC play. Let's hear some post-game chatter.
Guys will ask, well, what was it? And I think truly a lack of execution, right? First, it's always going to be on me. I've got to do a better job making sure the play calls are correct and we're putting the right preparation day in, day out of practice. But you go and you look, is it a drop pass here? Is it a bad throw here? Is it a miss blocked here? Is it a missed assignment here? And that stuff's just adding up. And that shows with the lack of execution when it's all said and done in a football game. And then when we're hitting on all cylinders, it says, okay, wow, we're able to do it. Credit to our kickoff team. It's something you guys know. I challenged them. I was very disappointed in our kickoff team. But I thought they showed up today. And I think that shows a lot about the character of a football team when you're able to run down there and hold the opponent within the 20-yard line. It's very important. Coach Barnes' staff continue to do things at a high level. The special teams is getting better by the week. And then offensively, you got to continue to find ways to have answers. Hopefully we can get healthy. We know what a wonderful opponent Houston is. Friday night ESPN type game. Our fans were great once again on this beautiful Saturday AM into the afternoon. They were tremendous. But hopefully we can find ways to continue to get better as a football program and be able to go 1-0 next week versus Houston.
Of course, everybody knows there's 3 phases to the football, right? You got your offense, the defense, and the special teams. And special teams really has been great at the University of Memphis. And you had a little bit of things to say about the Tiger special teams this year, but it seems like it's working.
Yeah, we have to understand that you're exactly right. Offense, defense, and what we call it here is we call it we-fence because it involves the entire team, no matter what it is, whether it's the PAT field goal unit or the field goal PAT block unit, right? The entire team. So we call it we-fence here. And we understand the standard that's been set right? What's expected of Memphis special teams, because it's got a long history of having a lot of success. And that's what's so great is our entire team understands how important it is. It's not just about scoring touchdowns, stopping the other team's run game. It's about playing 3 complete phases of football. And, you know, we've got to continue to improve upon it, but it's one of those things you get to see certain guys that may not be a starter on a certain phase of the football team. They're getting a lot of reps in special teams, and that's as important as anything we do here.
From your evaluation, how much is success on that side just simply the want to and the drive versus the scheme?
Yeah, absolutely, right? I mean, everybody has similar schemes in special teams. And some of those things, right, whether it's a kickoff coverage, right, a punt coverage, being able the willingness to sustain a block, it truly is about grit and grind in that deal. And you've got to be able to want to run down and hit somebody. You got to be able to back up and take on a block, and those are things that are just as important. So sometimes you see, wow, that guy's a 4-phase special teamer. How come he can't go play this well? He's got a unique skill set, or maybe he's got it here and here that allows him to play at a high level on special teams.
Speaking about where they've got it, you know, you run a lot of starters out there, then you run some other guys. How do you approach a guy and say, look, I'm going to put you on special teams, whether he's the starting tight end or the defensive back or offensive line?
Well, that's the great thing is we understand and we talk about it all the time how important it is. In order for us to have success, in order for us to continue to win football games, we have to be great on defense. And so it involves every single person. So when we have our special teams meetings, generally everybody's involved. And so they understand the importance of it. Hey, you want to be good here? We also show them clips of NFL guys that have made a living. It may be a starter that's, hey, this is where they were doing. This is how they got named. And one of the great things is most of these NFL scouts come in, they say, well, what's he play on special teams? What's he willing to do? Because that's so important. And, you know, we talk to our stars about it and they say, oh, I want to be on more. In fact, some of our guys we're going to have to pull off. And we have a thing we call here is if you start on 3 phases of special teams, we actually call you a dog soldier. You get a dog tag. There's a lot of pride in that, which we quite enjoy.
I remember when I talked to Matt Barnes before the season. He said if he is an above-average coach now, it's because of his time coaching special teams. How much is that phase of the game? How much could that improve a coach and a player, just everything involved with knowing the game?
Yeah, I think when you go back to it, right, you mentioned the word schemes earlier, that's not as important as the basic fundamentals. Every day in special teams, especially in the off-season training camp, you're teaching fundamentals of football, right? Here's how the power position looks. Here's how a speed position looks. Here's how you block. Here's how you tackle. And you work that over and over and over. And those drills, they end up paying dividends in offense and defense. And so as with Matt Barnes saying that, you're constantly incorporating things that are going to pay off, and it's great to see a unique skill set as our guys continue to work on the basic fundamentals of football that allow you to have success on special teams.
Let's take an inside look at how the explosive Javon Ivory operates.
I just feel like myself, leading behind the glitz, happy with me every step. Say by the car. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a day today. Trying to get to that. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't want to be out there feeling all wonky and I don't, you know what I'm saying? I gotta get more. It's gonna be hard. The turf gonna be hard. Oh yeah, the turf gonna, yeah. Ball in the fall? Oh yeah, long sleeve day. Long sleeve day. No turf burns at all. Well, I ain't gonna say legs, you know. Legs gonna get it today, I ain't gonna cap. Yes, sir. Set, hit! Good. Good shot, boy. Hit! Good. Hey, right here. Hey, we're gonna have a drive.
Formerly known as the Liberty Bowl, the home of the Tigers has a new name now, and there are plenty more fresh things coming in its future. We'll take a look at those. That's coming up next.
You're watching The Ryan Silverfield Show, presented by AutoZone.
Welcome back to the Ryan Silverfield Show. The stadium, now known as Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, has up to $200 million in renovations coming its way. We sit down with Memphis Athletic Director Laird Veach to preview what's to come. Larry Veach, thanks so much for joining us. Obviously, there's a lot of exciting things going on with the home of the Tigers, Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, a new name that a lot of people are getting used to, but there are some exciting renovations in the stadium's future. Can you just give us a rundown of what we can expect in the not-so-distant future?
You know, we're really excited. I kind of look at it as a breakdown between three primary elements, right? So the first one, if you look at the halo space, is what we call it, that big open space outside of the stadium between where you actually enter inside the stadium and when you come in from the parking lots, we want to make that a party, right? We're going to activate that whole space and make that all part of the experience, which really is what a lot of professional venues, other stadiums around the country are sort of searching for, is that kind of footprint and ability to do that. So we're really excited about that piece. Then the next piece I really think about is that west side. And if you take out basically a full pie section of that west side and think of that as an all new experience, a whole new construction setup, and really getting the new stadium type of opportunity or experiences for our fans, whether that be field level, club seats, really low high-end suites to suites up above as well that are going to be fantastic. So we're going to be able to provide all the modern day fan amenities within an existing structure. And then on top of it, then you look at the other areas. The north end zone, we want to widen that tunnel and make it accessible, working with the city to have other events there if that's desired. Put in additional loge boxes and other opportunities in the north end for families, etc. We want to build something special for our students, not only within the Halo area for them to be able to pregame and have a good time, but also an area where they can be even more social in their student experience on game days in that south section.
I imagine this is a very large process with a lot of different steps, but in general, where's the project at right now?
The way I've been explaining that in terms of our current status is considered the quiet phase. So this would have been the time when a lot of the background work goes on, right? We obviously had to make a decision on the direction we wanted to take and announce that because there are no secrets nowadays, right? But then now we're having all those kind of big behind the scenes conversations with our government partners, with potential lead gift kind or lead sponsor donor type opportunities. And all those things are happening in the background, right? Appropriately so. I feel really good about the process. The city's been great to work with. I wouldn't expect a lot of news here in the next handful of months. We'll continue to work through that. And then when we're ready to move forward with a full public launch of our campaign for seating options and all those things, we'll do that when it's appropriate.
But if you had an ideal timeline in your mind on when you guys are really going to get down to it and start working on this, what does that look like?
The goal is to break ground after not this football season, but the following season. So after the 23 season, I think we're still have that target right in our line of sights. And then after that happens, we'll continue to build it, have construction through the 24 season, and ideally be done by the 25 season. We have to have a lot of things go right, and we have to position ourselves in many ways to get things done. But that is our target. That's what we're continuing to work towards, and I feel good about where we're at in the process.
It's a big project, obviously. What is the importance of it to this program and to the city in general?
Well, it's hugely important, and not only because we want to provide a more modern day fan experience and more modern day amenities for our fans and different options for them at all kinds of different levels. That's obviously really important that we continue to elevate the kind of product that we're providing to our fan base, but also because it positions us nationally, right? We talk all the time about not only being at the very high end of where we're currently at and where we're currently competing, but also positioning us for that, potential next conference type realignment opportunity. And we need to demonstrate to the football country that we belong at that top level, that we have the ability, the willingness to invest in a really big thing like this, and then just show we belong. And I'm confident we'll get there.
How can Memphis football fans help support this project, if at all?
Well, first of all, show up and be there, right? We need people to buy tickets, to come to their games, visibly be there and show their support, not only for our student athletes, our team, but also that, when the people turn on that TV, they see that people in Memphis care about football, right? And that is the place to start. And then, as we move forward and there are more and more talks about how this comes together with our government partners, we're gonna need people to be supportive, talk to their politicians about why this is important to not only the university and athletics department, to the city of Memphis. And then ultimately, there'll be opportunities for people to invest, right? To buy great seats and to do their part to help make this thing happen. And for the time being, for this season, for now, just be there and show up for games and root on the Tigers.
What excites you the most about the future of this?
I am excited to see something of this magnitude come together, and the pride that will come from it, from the people that make it happen, and the people that are Memphians that have been here, that have been around a program that has really evolved in recent years, and see us aspire to and then achieve something like that. It is really, really powerful, and not just because it's a really cool building to see, but because of the pride and the knowledge that we care enough here at Memphis to make it happen.
So, Coach, the place where you play has a new name, Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, and now it may be upgraded. There's a lot of talk in the work. They put some shots of it on the Jumbotron during the last game, and the fans were going crazy. What does the head coach say about what could be his new home?
Yeah, I mean, look, you already talk about our stadium itself. It's been wonderful. It's been a huge home field advantage for us. Talk about the beautiful new turf that we have in the stadium this year. But then you look at the upgrades and what we're planning on doing. It's going to be phenomenal. It's great for the whole city because I think so many people understand the history of the old Liberty Bowl, now Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. There's a lot of pride in what we're able to do. And I think people say, wow, we're going to turn this into that. It's already a wonderful venue, but the upgrades and everything we're going to be able to do will be quite phenomenal.
How much of a boost just in general is it for the program, the morale of the players here, future recruiting, all that stuff?
Well, I think what it shows is the continued investment in Tiger football. And I think the city understands how important this football program is to everybody and to this community. And our current players take a lot of pride in it, right? You hear former players saying, man, coach, that's awesome. That's beautiful. Can't wait to come back and watch games in that, right? Even our young players right now that hopefully will get to see some of those renovations while they're still playing and their futures recruiting. They're saying, wait, I get to play in that? Absolutely. And so it's an easy sell. It already is right now. But now the opportunity to continue to upgrade our wonderful venue will be great.
Here's a question I have to ask. Does this put any more pressure on you to get the W's to make sure that the people stay involved and stay interested in trying to get this built?
Yeah, look, no one's ever going to put more pressure on themselves than myself. And that's the nature of this whole thing is every week, every game is so darn important. And look, I understand the importance of winning football games and we'll continue to do so, whether it's stadium renovations, conference realignment, just to go get the win for the Tigers.
The finale of a 4-game homestand will come under Friday Night Lights against Houston. We'll preview that. That's coming up next.
You're watching The Ryan Silverfield Show, presented by AutoZone. Let's take a look at the AutoZone road ahead.
All right, so the first really big game, home game of the season, you got the Houston Cougars coming to town. Tell us about them.
Oh, look, we know the long-standing history there. It'll be exciting. Underneath the lights, Friday night game, national television. Look, they've got a lot of talent there. We're going to have to bring our A game, but we're really excited to get underneath the lights Friday night. And we understand there's been so much back and forth. And to be able to have these guys here at home, you know, a tough matchup in the conference. Now, they're leaving the conference after this year, but we're excited to get them at home for this one.
For a college program that plays most of their games on Saturdays, are those Friday Night Lights cool to kind of go back to your roots of high school and where it all started for most of you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime we have the opportunity to showcase our program on national television, they can ask us to go play on Tuesday nights. We'll be happy to do so. But I know our guys will be excited. We know the nature of this game. The excitement level will be off the chain.
How big would it be to send the Cougars out to their next conference with an L?
Nothing will be sweeter.
That was tonight's AutoZone Road Ahead. AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination and official sponsor of Tiger Athletics. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
It'll be a big Friday night at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium against the Houston Cougars. We'll be right back to wrap up the show.
You're watching The Ryan Silverfield Show, presented by AutoZone.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you right back here next week.
The Ryan Silverfield Show is presented by AutoZone. Next time you need a car battery, just pick it up. Visit AutoZone.com and select same-day store pickup. Just one reason why AutoZone is America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone. And by Conway Services, official HVAC partner of Tiger Athletics. Chick-fil-A, we didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. RJ Young, technology solutions that power your business. Tennessee Lottery, turning dollars into dreams. This copyrighted telecast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Memphis. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Memphis and Learfield.